Look, man, I'm too rusty starting us off.
Alright, alright. That's actually a pretty good intro. But,
But we're live and live.
and word.
And we're live? Question
We're
mark?
alive and we're live. Welcome back to the land of the living, you guys. You
Dude,
know,
it's been a while. A mad
it's
while.
been so long,
Has been a year.
long since
Has
I've
it
seen
really?
your face.
Now,
Yeah, it's been a while since we made our last video, but it's good to be back. And guess what? We all just went to MagicCon, and yeah, that's what our video's gonna be about. So, how was MagicCon for you guys this year? Since this
wait,
is your
but because people haven't heard us, who are we?
You're right.
Who are we?
Who are you people?
Oh, I can start with that. But, Chris, wake up people. Guy who writes the Cube blog but hasn't updated in months. Not years yet. Months.
Is it almost a year?
Uh, oh man, it's gonna be like a while. But my name is Victor, and I'm flipping around different names, but it's either massive underscore banana or Titanic cucumber. We'll figure it out.
And I'm Mitchell, also a blueberry lover.
Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
All right. So now that introductions are out of the way, so the topic at hand is MagicCon Las Vegas 2024. Chris, this is your third MagicCon, right? And Mitchell, this is your second.
Numero
Yep.
dos.
And
All
someone
right.
just went to their first one, their first time.
Yes, it was my first MagicCon,
Wait,
but I figured,
what?
yeah, I didn't go with y'all last time, so I
But
made.
I thought
This
you
was in
went
the
to like,
last episode. This is
but
the
you,
last time we talked about it. He
but
said he's
I,
going to go this year.
but I thought you went to a pro tour before, or was that like
No,
a tournament?
no, that does not count. Like
That's
going to
not a
going
MagicCon, bro.
going to Grand Prix events or do not count.
Oh, okay. All right. I guess you're right.
But yeah, no, I thought I had a ton of fun. But yeah, essentially we're just going to be talking about our experiences and breaking it down from there. Um, so for you guys, since you guys are returnees, did you guys change things up, do things differently, and how was it?
I think the big thing that we did this time was we opted to not do any events,
Yeah.
which is abnormal even for me. 'Cause every year I try to play something, even if it's like no, like 'cause I'm already there. I get to play different weird formats because there's a lot of weird formats you could play, like Grand Melee, which is a 50-man free for all that no one asked for. Um, you can do like Cube, where you keep the cards. They do a lot of that there too,
That's
where
what
you
we
also
were
get
gonna do.
yeah, and then they'll
Yeah,
also sometimes like quietly throw in like playtest cards. It changes up the way you normally play Magic. Or if you're an old head, you can do like retro drafts. Like last year they did cons. I don't know what the retro draft for this year was, but there's quite a few of those. And
you
so
know, I was kind of surprised because I was like, you guys did so many events last time and then none at all. I'm like, well, I guess I don't feel the pressure to need to sign up for events.
I think I think it was a missed opportunity for your first time that you didn't. But the reason why we didn't sign up for events this year was because when we all went, the convention went by fast. At least for me, it like we got in at like 10, 11 o'clock. We walked out. I was like, what time is it? It's like
That
7, 8 o'clock already.
that's what we call the hyperbolic time chamber.
Well, when you're indoors and you don't see the windows or anything, you just kind of lose track of time.
And you're locked on the grind. That was the other part. We were just locked on to activities.
Yeah,
And
yeah, pretty much.
yeah, and so like with the events, because you're so focused on those, time went by even faster. And so like okay, you were like stressed out playing your matches. You finish 5 minutes on the clock. You're like, all right, I got 5 minutes to breathe. Get back into the next one. 5 minutes to breathe. Get back into the next one. And then by the time you're finished, you're like, wait, I already lost 4 hours, 5 hours. What happened?
Oh my goodness. And then like especially even if when you're not on the grind and you're on the friendly grind of playing commander game, some games can be a slogfest and you don't or you just don't realize how long how long games and matches are.
Bro,
Yeah.
yeah.
And again, it's just like, what time is it? Where did this all go?
So did you guys do anything besides like panels or anything like that? Because I've only gone to like one panel and then went to Game Nights Live. And then as much as like I wanted to do the meet the content creators. I didn't really like how they formatted things because it's like there's a content creator like area, and I don't know. I felt like it was like way too cramped to go looking for people and whatnot. And then also I was trying to jam as many games as I could of like just enjoying the community and stuff. And so I never really got a chance to actually go up there to look for content creators to like get some games in or like get pictures or signatures or anything like that. It was like my one regret I didn't do. But I still had a blast though.
Yeah.
What do y'all do?
I think for me it was a mix of both. I was doing like trading with Chris, and then when I needed a break from that, I would be playing Magic with like you, Victor, or did I only play Magic with you, Victor?
Uh, did you have any solo games in or no?
No, I did not have any solo games because I don't think wanted to have that again this year.
Oh, I guess so. I played a couple of solo games, but I think a good chunk of my games were actually probably divided between you and Chris, and I think I maybe played like maybe two or three solo games while I was like waiting for you to finish up or for Chris to finish up his panels and stuff like that.
Hmm.
We had another. There was four of us who went, so it's not me, Chris, because the
No,
only thing I did was trade.
this man,
Nothing else mattered. It was just about the trading.
he should
Oh,
have been on the should be working on Wall Street making these trades.
No.
oh, actually,
But
there was another thing that I did. I just remembered.
Oh,
It
yes,
was
yes, yes.
so Victor was talking about how a budget deck that he built out of like what is it, your bulk bin from your
It was
LGS.
it was it was out of the LGS's bulk bin where every card was 10 cents, and then including the rares. They have a specialty rare bin, whereas like those are 25 cents a piece, but I didn't bother looking through that bin. And so I was able to assemble a commander deck, not a very good one, for about $6.50. Basic
Value.
lands are free from the store. And I thought it'd be really fun to take this budget deck to MagicCon, get some games in, and then ask people, "Hey, do you want to donate to this budget deck here?" And then that inspired you
and
and Chris.
and
yeah,
Chris.
so me and Mitchell ran with this idea, like, what if we build our commander decks from scraps? Because if you've ever been to these MagicCon events, people throw away so many cards.
What if we Iron Manned it?
Yeah, they were like, what if we Iron Manned it, or like quote unquote solo self found if you play PoE,
Oh my gosh,
or you
yes.
just had to just find whatever you could, and then that's what you had to build your deck from.
And
And so,
we brought commanders from home. I mean, I think we could have probably built like commanders if we found them like in those packs,
oh
but
yeah, for sure, because we found so many.
because
Yeah, not gonna lie, you guys hit like, oh no, Mitchell, you were like a fucking trash panda, but like you were on the lookout. Every stack on like the free play area, every stack in the competitive area, every like you just, it's like,
if we took a video of me doing that, that would have been a really good meme, and that was a lost opportunity. That was honestly really good. It was really fun.
yeah, there was actually a lot of legendary creatures that were just passed up and opened up. I think like
There
yeah,
there was an event, the mystery booster box, and what you do is you build a commander deck out of it without, and there's no color restrictions. So like I think they made sure to jam pack it with legendary creatures.
that's actually kind of sick. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, no, well, I guess like speaking about which, did you guys want to talk about like your experience of like how your guys' deck came out? Because I'm not gonna lie, I got kind of lucky. I went 0 and 4 with my budget deck, but it's okay. I got some sweet upgrades for it now.
Oh, that's
But
right,
Mitchell, your deck was kind of sweet for something that was so
Your
janky.
deck was unreal. I don't understand how that was a deck.
dude. I have it right here. right next to like, dude. Should I? You know what? That's a separate video. I actually made the deck list and I made a primer for it because it was just so sick. But
And I was kind of annoyed because I was like, "How does your deck look like a real deck, and my deck looks like garbage?"
no,
Josh, yeah.
your deck got there at the end. I think you got your mana
My
rocks.
deck looks as intended. Your deck didn't look real. I was like, "What? No one's gonna believe me when I tell you what cards you got."
What?
Someone just left
Like-
them for you to find.
Cataclysm?
Yeah, like what?
Mother of Runes?
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
thought, oh my gosh, yes, Mother Runes, Cataclysm. Oh, what's even funnier was just like you're here eating like a king. Meanwhile, Chris is
Peasant.
a peasant, and then he gets this like 5 mana 5/5, and I'm like, what are you gonna do with that? He's like, bro, this is a bomb. I'm like,
My
limited.
bomb, bro.
Bomb. and then I looked at my deck and I'm like, damn, I need bombs.
But I got
Nope.
Cataclysm.
He's like, don't need bombs when you have removal.
Yeah, I think there was like, what is it, like 15 or 14 removal spells in the deck because I don't have a board wipe.
So he had to compensate.
What was it? Like board wipes were incremental blight, if you can even call that a board wipe, and cataclysm.
No, there was that one enchantment that you had was actually pretty sweet. The one that gives shadow but prevents damage.
I'll do it's the Dothy is it Dothy's Embrace?
Yeah, I was just like, man, this is actually pretty legit. And then nobody, like, everyone seems to have trouble removing enchantments, run more natural as you guys. Like, I'm being real. There was an elf ball player who had a return to nature, and I was like, damn. So, kudos to him because he got rid of the Ristic Study and everything. Or was it Ristic Study? No, was it what enchantment was it that he got rid of? I don't remember.
I do not remember what he got rid of in that game.
Oh no, I think I remember. I think it was I was playing the Marika, the Fight Club deck, and it was like my Death Reach champ because it was like I was killing things like I was fighting things like at instant speed. I was drawing a card every single turn, and so I was like, no, not my precious draw engine. But yeah, no, that game was like hilarious because I ended up getting killed by the elf ball player to a crater hoof, and then
And then I just snuck out like out of nowhere, like, hey guys, I'm still here. And Saravok, it was so for context, it was Saravok and Noble Heritage. That was the commander that I had.
And for myself, the commander I was playing was Grevin, the Predator captain, 5-1.
Oh man, I feel like what was the one card that you played, Chris? The one that ramps you and you declare a card name. And it gets you
Cheering Fanatic?
Fanatic.
That was your haymaker, man. That was the one that was putting in the work.
No, it was that one and like the raccoon, where like every time I attack, I generated mana. I was sitting on those two because I had to keep swinging, just hitting people who are weak, so that I could like make things cost faster. Because I only found like 2 mana rocks throughout the weekend.
I kind of ate up the mana rocks because I had first dibs whenever, or like.
Well, to be honest, Chris was on a different kind of grind though. He wanted to do the Iron Man, solo self-found build and journey, but he was too distracted making trades.
Yeah, no, I was like, yo, Chris, what are we gonna go out to the event area and scavenge for cards?
Hey, dog, I got a trade.
Honestly, I got more cards in the free play area than the event area. And
Which, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. And if you guys are thinking about doing this, I thought the event area was the place to go because a lot of drafters will just leave their cards behind. But what I didn't think about was in the free play area, that's where people are opening up their boxes.
Or they're opening
That's
up their packs, like when they
No,
just get there.
boxes. It wasn't just packed, boxes.
No, yeah.
A lot of people did get Mystery Booster 2 and a lot of other things.
And so, like, that was the place to go get your cards. And it was really helpful that Mystery Booster 2 came out, because then sometimes you found... What was that one mana rock I found? It was awful.
Was the one with the energy counters? That's from...
Yeah, the one with the energy. I was like, oh, it's terrible. But you found a Star Compass?
Oh,
And it was like, godsend.
No, that all right. That was Modern Horizons 3, I believe.
Okay, but
Is your mana rock? But oh no, Mystery Booster. I got Charcoal Diamond. Charcoal Diamond. What is it? The Firemind. The one with Mizzets on it. Oh, Heraldic
you were
Banner.
loaded.
Dude, the Coalition
The
Relic, or
co
not? Is it called?
Yeah, the Coalition Relic. Oh, I never had one until now. So I
It's a
didn't
pretty
know.
good.
I
Was it
didn't know.
That's
Coalition
a,
Relic or Relic of Legends?
oh, Relic of Legends. That's what it is. Relic of Legends. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
you're
pretty good
right.
rock.
Relic of Legends. It's on the list. That's insane.
Your deck was eating good.
Oh yeah. It was honestly. I think what could top it off would be like another board wipe or two, and then I think it would be like a really decent budget deck. It's still pretty decent. I checked the
And,
value. It's like TCG player. It's like $25.
dude, that's a great budget. Like, and can't like when pre-con budget. Most they're I think won what 2 or 3 games with this deck. With your Seraphoc deck.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't hear the first half of that.
Yeah, you kind of
Oh,
like garbled out because you were
oh
disconnecting.
no. Oh no, my internet. Well, I was gonna say like, people can't be complaining about playing against your deck because it's a budget deck. It plays very well, but most precons are jam-packed with a lot of value. But I'm more impressed by the fact that you won 2 or 3 games with the Saravok deck. It's
It's all
pretty
about the
good.
pilot. You know what? Let me find that quote that you say Fudo says. Like I have that in the. Look, man, reinvigorated in the 5Ds. Any card, so long as it exists, has the potential to be useful. Someone who would reject his cards by calling them trash doesn't deserve to call himself a duelist.
Which is really funny because now we're getting Aether, which is magic motorcycles. It's great.
What set are we getting?
Aether Drift, which is like, the Mario Kart, but then like, you saw Chandra on the motorcycle, it's like, oh, here it comes. Synchro Shokan.
Synchro Shogun!
Oh, that's so funny. It's happening.
But
But yeah, no, I would say, did you guys do any other panels or anything like that? Because I feel like, we don't need to talk about like, because the few panels I went to were preview panels, and like, they're
Um,
good. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like most of it's online now. Like, we probably don't need to talk much about the sets, and this will be another video.
well, I feel like you should talk about the experience of actually being there because it's a lot different than seeing it online. I am
Mm,
not a panel person. I never will be. And so I don't have any real opinions to give on that part. But because you did go, Mitchell, you're not a panel person either, right?
no, I mean, I was telling Victor like I don't see the point in going to a panel because like it's just going to be announced on like Twitter and stuff. But I do see the appeal on like getting like free stuff, like freebies. Like I think was it
Well,
Chris got like didn't he get another comic book? And then
yeah, I think he did. Oh, those comic books, man. We can
oh
talk about that in a bit.
yeah.
oh
Or
my goodness, you
yeah.
know what's so sad is like I kind of bummed out that I sold the comic books because when I came back, my friends were just like, "Bro, I would have bought the comic books for $100." I was like, "Oh my gosh, I could have like, you know."
Rip. You should have
Uh,
said something. You should have asked them. I get
I didn't. I see. This
hindsight.
is the thing. I
I'm
didn't
like,
know
don't
that they
talk
were. I
about it
didn't
then.
know that they were comic book fans. That's the thing.
Oh my
So
god, spoiler. Well, it
yes,
wasn't
yes,
that much of a
yes.
spoiler, but
That's okay. But
yeah.
either way, for in terms of panels though, I always gone to panels at like Comic Con, anime conventions, and everything. And yes, while most spoilers you can see the images, it's always fun hearing about a set's design and hearing about how they designed the set, why the themes and mechanics work, and also you just hear the crowd like first reaction. That's pretty hype. So those are always
Yeah.
fun. And that's why I enjoy to go. But the downside though is that it does eat up a lot of time, and I think after 2 panels, I took on Mitchell's advice and was like, you know what, I'm just gonna try to jam out as many games as I can to enjoy like the community as much as I can, and I can pull up Reddit or Twitter and look at the previews as it's going live.
Yeah, because
I mean,
like while you're playing the game, like someone else might even be like looking that stuff up, and then they tell you like, "Yo, this came out," and you're like, "Oh, yo," and it's I don't know. I feel like you still get almost the same effect.
Yeah,
I was
you
gonna say like
still
no,
get to
no,
see,
it's a
yeah.
lot different though when you're with everyone else because then you're with the community reacting for the first time. You're like, oh, this is what's going on.
Hmm.
Because you're never gonna get that anywhere else except for in that room.
Like,
And
don't get me wrong, like you still get somewhat of a reaction where like someone pulls it up, but Chris is definitely right where it's like when the crowd goes wild, it's pretty hype, it's pretty exciting. Um, so yeah, that's where I was like I prioritize other events where it's like you can't get anywhere else, and that's where other Chris and I went to Game Nights Live on Friday night, and that was super hype and super fun.
Yo, do I? Is it time to bust out the clip?
Do we segue, or do we just say what happens first and then show the clip?
Oh yeah, you know
well,
what? Yeah.
something happens, and if you were there, you're gonna realize who Victor is.
It's a face reveal without the face reveal.
Oh, the
It's a
face
full
Yeah.
reveal.
body
Yeah.
reveal.
You missed the opportunity. You missed the opportunity.
I'm there just for the excitement, the hype and everything for Game Nights
You
Live.
know what? I think it's fair that he missed the opportunity because we don't deserve it when we weren't making content.
Mm. You're right. You're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
But
but
here's what we're talking about. All right, roll the clip first so that everyone knows what we're talking
All
about.
right, I'm rolling the clip. Here we go. Wait, beginning.
Skyclave apparition.
Wait, what
Well, Victor, you're here. Do you want to
Technical
Hey,
difficulties. I thought I was sharing the screen, but I'm not.
I feel
I'm,
teased. What's going on?
I'm sharing. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing wrong. I am sharing
I feel teased, sir.
that's
Sir.
you know what? That's exactly what I. You know what? Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
I am feeling it now.
Okay. Now do you see it?
Yes.
All right.
Wait, who is that?
Who's what? Well, we'll figure
Who's
that
this
out later.
guy?
Skyclave apparition?
That sounds like Victor.
Well, Victor, you're here.
I was in the middle of the train when I found this.
yeah, so Chris, or other Chris was there, and he recorded, and then he stopped recording, and then he was like, "Bro, I didn't realize you're gonna be on that long. I would have recorded much longer." And I was like, I just had a sick turn. That's just what happened. And
Can you do the play-by-play?
the play-by-play? Yeah, I can do the play-by-play. So the board is I guess this is spoilers because Game Nights has not put out their video recording yet, but Josh is playing Sadisi, and Becca is playing the least Reverend Medium Morrow. The one is playing the Jolly Balloon Man, which I'm substituting in for him, and then Jimmy is playing the Lord of Pain. And so the theme of this whole thing is, horror, right? And Halloween. And it's two oldie but goodies, and then two new commanders out from Dustborn. In this case, Josh has a huge board of zombies with a diagraph captain, and Becca with the least has a bunch of spirits, and also was it's the 2/2 zombie. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, drains everybody for one. Corpse Knight? Yeah, I think it's Corpse Knight. And then Jimmy has a bunch of flying creatures and mayhem devil, no, not mayhem devil, spot of mayhem. That's what it is, and whatnot. So casting the mana when it enters the battlefield, I guess a non-land permanent, or yeah, I believe it's a creature. No, a creature of 4 CMC or less. And so the first thing I did was I hit Josh's diagraph captain because, being an aristocrat, that's going to drain a bunch of people, and you need to buffer your life total. Then I activated Jolly Balloon Man's ability to make another copy of the or make a copy of the Skyclave apparition, and then that one hit the Corpse Knight, and then I activated or leveled up my Caretaker's talent to level 2, making a copy token of the balloon that is a copy of Skyclave apparition, and then that one lets me hit one of Jimmy's creatures that spawn in mayhem, and then went to combat, did my attacks and everything, and then at the end step flickered out the Skyclave apparition with what's it called? Teleportation circle, and it got rid of Josh's commander, Sadisi.
Bro,
So it's just like a huge turn. Yeah, just a huge turn removing all of these key pieces that does a lot of splash damage and everything. And then letting Mero kind of like, breathe a little bit because that's just a lot of damage. Because he was getting a lot of, he had the highest life total, so he was getting a lot of attacks on him. So yeah, I don't want to spoil the rest of what happens in the game, but I did have a pretty awesome turn, and it was kind of hilarious because Mara was like, "Can I just have Victor play for, for the rest of me for this game?" And then they're like, "No." And then Becca was like, "Can I have Victor play for me on my next turn?" And then Josh and Jim were like, "No." But yeah, so it was super fun. It was super hype. And
bro,
yeah, it was a great time.
like you describing that, I just think of like you say like doing like this complex like he summons was it the who's the one that always summons the one from the graveyard, the Junk Synchron, is that what it is?
Oh
He
yes,
just
yes, Junk Synchron.
summons Junk Synchron and then you just popped off. That's literally what like
Yes. Yeah, so it's just really funny because I think a lot of players when I was walking back on the stage, everyone was cheering for me, and then they're like, "Bro, I totally forgot that Caretaker's talent second ability even does that." I was like, "Yeah, that's right." So yeah, those was pretty hype, pretty fun, and I think like for that the remainder of that night and like throughout the next day or throughout the weekend even, oh, I just had random dudes just be like, "Yo, are you the dude that was playing on Game Nights Live?" And I was like, "Good shit, man." And I was like, "Yeah, thanks, bro." Like so yeah,
we
Big.
we
it was pretty
signed
surreal.
we signed our first mat.
Yeah, one person was like, "Oh," because he was actually talking to us, and then yeah, we're content creators, and I was like, "Oh, we signed our first mat." So hopefully, you know, you guys got a sneak reveal, face reveal, and everything, and you guys can watch the whole game. I think, and for anyone who has not gone to a MagicCon, if you're a fan of Game Nights Live is pretty hype. I'm not gonna lie, it's super fun, especially if you can get good seats. And I'm so glad. It's really funny because when I was there with Chris, Chris was like really worried. He's like, "No, man, there's no seats up there," and I'm like, "No, you gotta take the risk." I'm like, "Here, you sit here, and I'm gonna go up there." And walking by, and then there's a couple of like content creators who already saved seats for their other content creators friends. But I got really lucky. I went up further, and on the second row in the middle, I asked like if any the two seats were taken, and and then the guy was so sweet. He was like, "Nah, bro, it's all you." I go there, and I'm like waving at Chris, like because he's in like the further back to come up there, and then like being able to sit in the second seat is like or second row is so hype. And honestly, I feel like being so tall and also sitting in the second row is probably what let Maro choose me.
Yeah.
Probably,
Yeah, you monstrous giant freak.
yeah.
When you
And then
activate
like
your monstrosity at 16, crazy.
most yeah, I thought what's funny too was like if I didn't have the foam finger, I probably could have caught all the booster packs they were throwing out. But I was like, my foam finger, I couldn't. I only caught one booster pack. Uh, yeah, that was super fun.
Well,
Uh,
Yeah, that was.
but
that was
yeah,
probably
I
your
was
highlight, Vic. That was definitely your highlight for sure.
definitely most definitely my highlight.
But yeah, it just
So then, did you guys want to talk about anything else? Because for me, it's like I think
I want to
that's
finish
my
up that
highlight.
one. I do want to finish up that thought though. It's like, look, if you're into the panels, go to them. All right, that could happen. Never know.
yeah. You did like free. I mean, again, free stuff. I mean, literally, they were throwing packs, right, in the crowd,
Yeah,
Victor.
they were. So like it's super hype where it's like they're throwing packs and just random goodies, and then the person who goes up there to do trivia to decide who actually get to go first, they actually get a whole booster box. I was really hoping to do trivia, but honestly though, like I don't mind. I got picked for one thing, which is great. And then anyone who goes in there to actually play, like or help make a decision for the players, actually gets a collector booster pack, and so that's always super duper fun. And I would dare say that like even though I didn't get a whole booster box, I still think going up there, kind of seeing all the stars and everything, and making decisions, and I was really nervous because it's like everyone's yelling at me. I'm like, bro, why is it so loud up here? Oh, how
Dude,
can these players think?
it looked like you kept your composure, man. Like, props to you.
Well, I try my best, but because it was like I'm here like trying to make my decisions, but I hear so much screaming over on the right side, and then everyone's like, I was like, I was just like, okay, well, I'm just gonna play my thing, and hopefully I don't get judged too hard. But luckily, it seems that when I got off the stage, everybody was like super hyped about my plays and everything, which is awesome. But yeah, did you guys have anything else to add in
Um,
terms of like panels, events, stuff like that?
I didn't go to any other panels. I did walk around a bit in the artist area, um, just to look for stuff. But honestly, nothing really tickled my fancy. Like, I forgot there was Victor. Which one was that? Which one's the artist? It was like she was Asian, and she does like secret layers. I think, like the really cute, like the really cutesy stuff.
Oh, there's so many. I don't remember. Name wise, was it Olivia? No.
No, 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 no. I mean,
Mm,
I took a photo. I took a photo of it. Anyway, this person was selling a $700 mat, and I'm like, bro, I don't want to pay
mhm.
$700. And then, on Sunday, like the last day, it was like it dropped down to the 200. I'm like, ooh, I kind of want that now, but I'm also like, I don't know. Like, I think there needs to be more like, oh, I didn't take a photo. There needs to be more like unique merchandise, at least for me, because I didn't want to buy any cards at any merchandise, like any card stores down on the first floor. But I guess that's why people buy tokens, right?
Yeah, no. I honestly, the tokens I think is actually great because they look amazing, and on top of that, they also you get to support your artist. So it's actually kind of sick. But overall, though, I would say it's like I kind of wanted to buy more stuff, but I didn't. I packed very lightly, so that's the one downside. Another thing, guys, is just because a flight is really cheap doesn't mean it's always worth it because I shoved everything into one backpack.
Uh,
So that's a different thing. I kind of wanted to buy more merchandise and more goodies, but I couldn't because I was very, very crammed. I also had to like smuggle products for Chris, our friend Chris, because I bought him Dustborn stuff. And so that was a blast.
yeah.
Yeah, I got lucky. My flight was a little crammed, but I got 2 carry-ons for free, so
Oh.
life was good on my end.
Yo, and we
Life
got to
was
we
indeed
grabbed your
good.
cube. Oh, that's right. We played Chris's cube at MagicCon.
Oh,
Oh
the
yeah,
Commander Key was sweet.
that was funny.
Dude, I kind of wish we could play more of those because it's always so fun drafting. And I'm so sorry, you guys, for being and then Mitchell being a freaking cockroach.
I went mono blue Tauren. Let's go.
Oh, actually, that's the other thing that we talk about. Even if there's no official events you like, there's a lot of quiet player ran things that were happening. And so my cube at the hotel was one of them. But
So,
at our hotel, there was like people playing Magic every night from
and
the moment they got there
there wasn't there that
till
one guy that wanted us to play his like artifact cube as well.
yeah, but it was like
Ah,
1 in the morning.
Yeah,
so
So if
yeah,
you want to
there's
play
the
Magic at 1 in the morning, they got you.
bro.
they
Like,
really do. Like, and the funniest thing was like at our hotel, there was actually a bunch of people who just like when it hit midnight, they just left and they weren't even part of our hotel. So like yeah, so it's like people come in and have a blast, and it's actually great.
There was also another group of people at like 11 o'clock at night. They just start doing a mystery booster draft
there
because they
was.
could. Yeah,
Oh crap.
I thought they were cubing when I went to go talk to them. No, they're drafting mystery boosters, and I was like, oh. Dang, that's crazy, guys. It's 11 o'clock at night. I'm burnt out. I don't know how they're not.
No, I know. Yeah, we're just too freaking old at this point, right?
Dude, they were older than us. Ain't no way.
Our stamina is low.
But we had a good time though, honestly.
No, yeah, like I do wish that there was a lot. Like one more day, I think would have been great. One more day.
Yeah. Oh, man, yeah. Next time, I think like staying for the Monday just to kind of enjoy just more time with friends, eating out and stuff like that and
Uh,
whatnot.
Honestly, I would say even the day before that, like on Friday, like on Thursday, like just like pre-prep, like we like explore. Like we could have gone to what's that one store that we went to last time, Chris? That
Oh,
you
Dark Side Games?
we could have gone to Darkside Games, did a couple games in, maybe buy some stuff before like to prep for the convention. I don't know, like I just feel like I felt like with everything that we did, there just was not enough time to do it all.
Yeah, and so if you're worried about what are you gonna do at MagicCon, don't. You'll find stuff. And what was
You,
crazy is
mhm.
that we were all not feeling this trip, except for maybe Victor. Because me and Mitch were like, I don't know. I don't know. We went and like,
I
yeah,
don't know.
I don't.
I don't know. But then we went and went, yeah, okay, we're going again next year. Even if we're not actively playing, there's always something fun to do. And so if you're like on the 50-50 with Magic, go to MagicCon, engage with the community, you'll be fine.
Oh yeah, and then like in terms of like what decks to bring and stuff like that, I didn't have any issues at all. Like I don't think there was ever a bracket system that they implemented because but in terms of playing, I I thought it would be really bad, but I purposely brought a lot of like decks that make people salty, and surprisingly, a lot of people were okay. But I don't know if it's just because of my attitude, whereas I actually explained them like, okay, this deck has like this kind of like gameplay or this kind of like power level. And then also I thought it was just really funny because sometimes you just can't help but people are just going to be the players that they are. Because I purposely played menacing decks to take the stacks hate off of Mitchell, and it didn't matter.
I, what stats did I played Changy, didn't I? I know I played,
the
but Was that in a group setting or was that with like our play group? Because I feel like the Changy was in our play
groups,
group.
both. It was in our play group and also in the group setting. And then you also played Raphael, and Raphael had a couple of Staxy bits with like Sire's Insanity and
Oh, but I misplayed on that
Magus.
game. I should have just so for that game I should have just played the Magus of the Moon turn 3 and screwed the 5 color decks and I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, I should have.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
know I should have.
Yes.
I know I should have, but I
yeah,
did it. I'm like,
yeah.
oh, it just that one reason I think that got you to win the game, Victor. I mean, wait, did you win the game? Yeah, you still won that game.
Technically, yeah. Technically, I still won the game, but I was able to grind out that win. I was just like, oh my gosh, it was like I was fighting for my life. It was an Ur Dragon, you guys.
I honestly had more fun playing Levon.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, Lavon's really sweet too.
Oh, I don't even. Oh my. The hate continuation happened again with Levon. like, like last year,
Oh,
people were hating me
are
on.
you talking about the Enchantress player who was like, bro,
Bro,
you're like so protected.
you're
Have
gonna hit me for 28 damage or something like that, and I'm like, dude, I gotta pay 4 mana to even to swing at you. Like, I can't. It takes me 4 mana
Was
to
it
get to
4
this.
or was it 14?
no, it was 4 at first, and then the guy then plays
Collective
the
was
what's
it
the
collect
sphere safety,
sphere of
and then
safety? Yeah.
making the cost up to 14. And then what makes it even funnier was the fact that he still enchanted Levon with was it prison imprisoned in the moon.
I in order for me to assure that Levon would never be imprisoned in the moon, there was a bounce spell that was or like a bounce board wipe that was played, and I just wheeled it
Yeah, max
away.
bounce. Mhm.
I just wheeled everything. I was just like, no, I need that gone.
You know what? To be fair here, if you could pay the mana, he was a dead man.
I pay.
Mhm.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
If
I
if
guess you're
if
right.
if you could, if you could.
but nah.
Nah.
Exactly. Nah, unfortunately.
But
But yeah, no. Overall, though, I think great time. Got
Like
a lot of really good games, and then
I
people weren't too salty or anything like that.
I just remember like I didn't play that much Commander, but when I did, I was shuffling between my Greven deck and my Levon deck.
mhm.
Didn't actually play Neheb, which I normally bring around. But
You wanted to try to do the work with Revan. You wanted to play.
I did. But you know what I also did the work with? I stared at a guy and said, "Hey, I can bring you down from 40 to lose." And he didn't believe me. Because I was playing my Levant deck, and so I had Priest of Norn out, and he was wide open, tapped out, and I just took the opportunity to pump up my Priest of Norn and deal 10 infect to him right there and then. I got him out the game,
You can't deal 40 damage to me. You're right. I can't. But I can do
but
10.
I can count to 10.
I can count. um to start wrapping things up, should we just shuffle through the photos that we salvaged?
Well,
Yeah. Unless there's
I was
anything
gonna
else that
say
you guys
like
want to talk about.
trading was like a huge like that was more of my thing too, with like trading. So every year at MagicCon, I realized that I normally can trade for a dual land.
So what did you do this time, Chris?
I traded for dual lands. And let me tell you, the greatest thing about this was, okay, in my mind, I run a lot of bulk in my binders. And so my goal is to try and condense my collection so that I go from like 10 cents to $5, or 10 cents to $3, and to $5, and to $10, $20. And so as I'm trading around, I'm trying to condense down my collection so that I have bigger cards so that they're more appealing to certain people. And so these guys watch me trade through several Ruby medallions. Because Ruby Medallion's a $5 card, and I had it price memorized, so I knew like what I could pull. And every time I got one or two, they immediately left my binder within the next trade.
That's wild.
It's like the Chaos Orb, bro. Oh, actually, speaking about Chaos Orbs, okay. There is one more thing I wanted to talk about, but it's not necessarily Magicon related. It's more of a movement that we need to do. But
we can yeah at the end. I thought those photos ready.
Yeah, he ready. But
Yeah.
just let me. You watched the previous videos of me talking about MagicCon. I'm always trading. I'm always trading for dual lands. And again, all you need to do is you just need to bother everyone. Everyone you can find, just harass them.
You know,
Oh, not harass them.
We didn't do that meme this time.
No. But just I was asking people trading up, trading down, trading up, trading down, trading up, trading down. And actually, I found there's these two guys I always trade with every year, and they'll take out cards for just value. You can always find like someone who wants your cards, whether it's because they're trading, like they'll trade reserve list to standard.
Crazy.
That happens to me like every year.
I know sounds hard to believe, but there's a market for it.
Yep. They'll trade like modern staples. And then there are people who are collectors. I didn't meet any real collectors this year, but there are people who collect and go, "Oh, I want to play the game now." And so they'll trade away like their big ticket items for a bunch of smaller things. I don't know if we talked about last year, but there was a guy who, like my volcanic island that I got last year, was because someone decided they wanted to play Commander. And so they started looking through my binder and pulled out everything they wanted. And I got one volcanic island, but he took like a bunch of things off of me because he wanted to try Commander for the first time. And so if you want to make weird trades or look for weird things, you will find these people at MagicCon, because that's where more enthusiastic players go. And I don't know what was your guys' experience with vendors, if you guys went to any.
I didn't really buy anything from vendors just because they did have a couple of sales, but I don't think they're that much of a discount, to be honest. I think the more interesting vendors are the ones that actually sell like merchandise and not singles. Um, That's just my
Yeah.
opinion. Otherwise, no necessary like review of vendors
There
because
was that
I
one
just walked
vendor.
by. It's just
I
oh
went
yeah,
around to vendors for a little bit on Sunday, and so the big thing with vendors is that you don't go there to buy stuff. Actually, you normally go to vendors to sell. Uh,
mhm.
yeah, like they were buy listing stuff for like 70-60% cash. I seen like some up to like 80% cash off a TCG market or TCG low. It was one of those two.
Mhm.
And so that was like a really quick way for you to make some money if you just walked there, unloaded your binder, and then you could take it as store credit to go buy other things.
That's
Or
the
you had money that you didn't have before.
that's the trading technique. You trade your cards for money to then use that money to buy stuff.
Yeah. And also the vendors have like a lot of like weird stuff that's kind of harder to find. Like yes, you could always go to TCG player. I don't I personally don't like selling or buying stuff online. And so I prefer to do everything in person. And so I can wait for months at a time to get my stuff together. But other people are like, I know I need it now. I'm like, I get it.
Yeah,
But
no, I definitely get that too.
yeah, but I was able to find the Elspeth Mythic Edition, which is kind of a hard card to find now at this point. Can't really trade for it. Vendors had it. And then I was also able to find the Yoshimaru that was in the Secret Lair decks. And I didn't think anyone would have one because they only came in those Secret Lair decks. So I got lucky there.
It was just fate.
Yep. But yeah, the vendors at minimum are a great place to unload a lot of cards you don't want for cash. And if you want to be real cool with it, you trade your small stuff for big stuff, and then you sell your big stuff to the vendors for cash.
Mm.
That's a lot of effort and probably not worth the time, but it's fun.
Yeah, definitely. Like definitely gotta consider it. Maybe next time, if I have a better flight where I actually carry my bulk or something like that.
If you're not on Spirit Airlines,
Yeah, you know. Because I do have a lot of cars that I'm like, yeah, it's like they're playable, but they're not like worth too much. But maybe like they could be able to unload and then take it, get some cash and coop money out of it.
yeah.
Should we start wrapping things up?
Yeah, let's move
Yeah.
to the end step here and wrap
Yeah,
things
so like
up.
Victor,
The
real
end
quick though,
step.
who did you find in the vendor area?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. I found Chris Wilson, CEO of Grinding Gear Games, and it's so freaking awesome. Um, so for you guys who don't know, uh, Grinding Gear Games is known for making Path of Exile, and Path of Exile is such a sweet game. Highly recommend. Only if you're willing to sacrifice you know, your brain power, social life, everything, because it demands it. But it's an amazing
Or your
game.
sleep.
Oh,
We can
you're
always
asleep.
Oh my gosh. Freaking this man last year waking up at was it 4 in the morning to play PoE
Dude, the grind is
at
real,
Magic God.
okay?
at MagicCon. Yeah, I was like, bruh, we just got back from the hotel and you're back on the grind.
If this man is not trading, he's trading in freaking PoE, all right? This uh always farming. But yeah, no, so PoE is just a great game. I definitely will recommend it. Also, Path of Exile 2 is also coming out right as well. It's just currently, I believe it's still in closed beta, right? The open beta has not started yet.
Yeah, open beta got delayed, but
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah.
But essentially, did you have any questions or any comments? Because when you met Chris Wilson,
So,
Chris,
so the reason why Victor found him in the vending area was because I found him first, just trading.
Hmm.
And this man, I trade. This man trades. Uh, he looks for like rarities and oddities that you can't really buy. And what I mean by that, like I've seen him with like a Lake of the Dead that was like misprinted over. It's like weird things like that that are really hard to find for his own collection. And so this year, I think I intercepted him in the middle of him training for like Magic 30 or something
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
Magic 30.
Yeah, so I found him doing that, and I was like, yeah, so this guy like trades, and
Is he dating
it's
the
so
Black
cool.
Lotus?
I don't know. It's so cool because CEO, but he's just a regular Magic guy, and if you actually take a quick look at the badges, they're actually both the premium weekend badge. So nothing special, and he's not Black Lotus VIP or whatever. He's just there. He looks like every other Magic player around. Oh, and
Yeah, he's super incognito unless you actually recognize him.
yeah, and so he's a big Magic player. I like his passion for Magic. His passion for Magic actually shows up in his game too. If you ever play Path of Exile, you'll notice the similarities between that and Magic.
Mm-hmm. And also
And
like the whole deck building and like your skill building, character building. It's so in depth. It's great.
yeah,
Can we
and
can we get a game can we get a game of us playing with him?
or us interview. I don't know what formats he plays. He might not even be a commander player because he's that old school.
No, I don't think he's a commander player. I think I can believe it if he's a vintage player, but I think he plays 93, 94, right?
That's what I've seen him play because he actually showed up on Elf Investments like a long time ago.
Yeah, exactly. I remember seeing him. I was like, oh, he's with Rudy. Showing off their amazing collection.
All right,
Yeah,
we got to build a deck.
But
a legitimate 93, 94 deck.
Yeah,
gosh.
we got to build a deck.
All right, guys. I guess we're not working for. I guess we're gonna dump all our money into Mitchell.
Oh gosh. But but when I met Chris, I actually asked him, Chris, is there any way that we can get a Universe Beyond or a Secret Lair, some sort of collaboration with Magic the Gathering? Being such a fan of Path of Exile and also him being a fan of Magic. And he actually said that he did try to reach out to Wizard of the Coast, and unfortunately Wizard of the Coast said no, they were not interested in having any sort of a collaboration for Path of Exile, which is like the biggest heartbreak ever. I'm like, but why? Because I'm here like there is so many amazing designs that you can do for cards to develop as the characters. Or you can even do like the classes, the multi classes as like the class cards.
Yeah.
Sagas can tell the tales of like the different, the mythos and the lore of. It's just there's so much, and the Path of Exile it's so rich and so deep. It's like there's so many things so many ways you can take it, and I feel like it's so perfect. I just don't understand why. But Chris told me that it was because most likely Wizard of the Coast does not recognize what Path of Exile is. The most popular ARPG is unfortunately still Diablo, and so
Oh my
you know he
god.
was he yeah, this is one of those really sad, unfortunate things. And he said that if there was to be a Universe Beyond or some sort of crossover event, it would have to be community driven. And so I plead with everybody here who plays Path of Exile or knows of it or enjoys it to please let Wizards of the Coast know that we need a Universes Beyond. Because I'm not gonna lie, as much as I love Spider-Man and the whole multiverse for Marvel and everything, I just feel like the world of Ray class just fits better.
Pat
Like
Pat
I
PoE fits in the universe of MTG. Like it made sense.
Yeah, it's a little grim dark and whatnot, but honestly, I think it's perfect because we've had dark sets like Innistrad before, so I don't see the problem. And but yes, this is we're gonna start this new hashtag,
Well, I gotta say the problem is if you say they're making a universe beyond with Path of Exile, the reaction is two things. It's let's go to
or
what is this?
what is this? Yes, exactly. So I guess Path of Exile is still a little bit,
It's
a little
significantly more niche unless you're into the ARPG genre.
exactly. But here's the thing though, it's like the I understand, but if you think about it, if there's like 100,000 players of Magic and like 10% of people like are PoE players, that's still 10,000. That's a good chunk. But I understand that Wizards of the Coast probably their profit margins they want people at like 50% to actually know what it is, or just a wider margin, or players that will bring in newer players such as Marvel avid Marvel fans and stuff like that. So I understand where they're coming from, but I'm really hoping that Path of Exile 2 launches them to another level, and there we go. Let's go. Oh, dude, can you imagine? Like, you see, I'm so sad because why'd I have to ban Mana Crypt? You know, it would be such a sick like reskin is the Mira Kalandra for Mana Crypt,
Ooh.
bro. That was so sick. It doesn't fit the effect, but the rarity of it, it just makes sense. Uh, but yeah, that's my 2 cents, guys. Check out Path of Exile. Enjoy the game. Check out Path of Exile 2, and yeah, just we're going to start some sort of hashtag here. Path of Exile, Universes Beyond. Well, let's get there.
I'll put that in the description. All
All
right.
right.
Any other closing remarks, you guys? Because that's what I had off my chest.
No, that's in terms of closing remarks, like at this point, I think again, I already said this, but I think MagicCon's like a great place to go if you're somewhat enthused about Magic, because that's when you get a lot more of the enthusiasm, because you'll have people who were really into Magic from all over the world coming at once, and I'm like losing my train of thought, and just the level, like it's very different from your local game store, because at your LGS or at your house, if you don't have an LGS, it's you and like an insular group that you see every weekend. Here, it's like I don't even know who these people are. I don't know how they play, but let's figure it out. And then it's like, oh, they're that different from me.
And it's like you're starting again, right? Because it's like it's a fresh new play group.
Yep.
Yeah.
Get to see what everyone else is doing. Or like if you're a big trader like me, it's like it's a fresh set of like look into your binder, and then you get to look into other people's binder too. Because like if you strictly trade, you'll see cards you've never seen before. You'll see like altars and stuff. Some people are really cool with altars. Some people do not like altars at all. And so that's the thing. So, and then if you're just into it to play Magic, you can play some of the weirdest formats that are hard to pull off locally. Extremely hard to pull off locally, but you can play them here. So, again, anyone who is thinking about it, I'm saying go.
Just do it.
Yeah, just do it. Honestly, I had a ton of fun, even though I didn't get to do everything I wanted. I still felt like I did enough. I got to do game nights live, got to do some panels, jammed a ton of games, and I mean like a ton of Commander games. I think I played 4 games with Voja. I played 4 games with Henzi, 3 games with Arabo, 2 games with Marika, 2 games with Osiris, and 2 games with what was my last commander? Felix Five Boots, Mr. Egypt with extra steps. That's what it was. Yes. So yeah, I got to jam a ton of sweet commander games. So
I think we
you
should have
know,
played more with each other. Well, that didn't. I think like with the play in our play group more, because it's like we were playing with like a lot of other people, but we didn't really spend much time together. I think, and I think that's what I really missed this trip.
yeah, that's where it's like I kind of wish we had one more day. It was nice that we did get a couple games in later in the evening, but we're all like so tired. And unfortunately, when we're at the events, we're all doing our own thing. AKA Chris trading. He's on that grind,
Chris going to panels, the other Chris.
and then other Chris going to panels exactly.
I missed you guys.
Hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
I think that's good. I think that's good enough for today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This also motivated me to go start like reworking on the blog, just getting stuff together
Yes.
and just like really to like reinvest into our channel, because we're thinking like, look, we have some small recognition. We should just be growing. It's cool to hang out with people who actually like us or don't like us, but it's something
Yeah.
for us to like motivate towards. And
And
eventually,
then
hopefully, Wizards, you will give us content creator badges.
Yeah, maybe, just maybe when I get content creator badges now. I'll be like, I gotta be like, Morrow, I'm the guy who played for you on Game Nights Live. I actually have met Morrow multiple times at Comic Con, staying at
Oh,
Comic
hi.
Con before, so it's been pretty sweet.
As much
I'm
as
pretty sure.
don't like Morrow, I actually like the way he thinks.
No, I think
On
Morrow is
game
totally
design.
fine. He's the man who is trying his best to preserve the color pie. But all you filthy Commander players want the color pie to break, which is okay. I think some of the color pie stuff is fine. Like it's a modernization, but still sometimes it can be a little bit too much. But that's a different topic for another day.
See, we're motivated.
hmm Man, wanted to play a Storm deck and just start playing. I am not Storm, that is Frosh. Oh, that was so funny. But anyways, let's all sign off. This is Victor. I'll work on my tag later.
Chris, wake up, people.
And Mitchell, Blueberry Lover.
All right, and we are signing off. Take care, everyone.